You're what it is, my G's. Today we breaking down who's better, Captain America, Steve Rogers, versus Wolverine. Before we get to that, y'all know what to do to support the channel. I need you all to shank the like button and subscribe buttons, and run the notification bell's pockets, and then we out. Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, and Wolverine are two of the most popular superhero characters of all time. Even though they're polar opposites as far as heroes go, and short of one of them becoming a villain, that's right, Clawman, we're talking about you. These two are both young, looking old guys from decades past, putting in pain on their foes and saving the world too. We're mostly gonna cover the movie and cartoon versions because a lot of people know them in that capacity more than they know them from the comic books. But, all hail the comic books because that's where these characters started and where their stories were explored first. Captain America is a superhero created by Marvel Comics and cartoonists Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. Cap was designed as a patriotic super soldier who often fought in World War II. His popularity dipped after the real-life war ended. Cap wears a costume bearing an American flag, we know that, and he uses a nearly indestructible shield that he throws at his ops. Steve Rogers was a young artist who was enhanced by an experimental super soldier serum after joining the military. And you thought them goat weed pills at the gas station had a kick to them. Wrong. He used his newfound powers to put fear in the heart of his ops and scoop hoes too. Near the end of the war, he was trapped in a an ice shelf, but survived in suspended animation until he was revived in modern times. As a man out of his time, he remains a highly respected figure with the public and by his costume wearing peers. We first meet Steve in the first Avenger movie, getting manhandled in the back alley. Some goon was about to slide his chin until Bucky came through and beat the brakes off Buddy, saving Steve. Steve tries to get into the military and eventually he gets in. They give him the serum and he goes off to war, breaking jaws and snapping tendons. Eventually he gets frozen and wakes up. Eventually Sam Jackson, as Nick Fury, walks in and then they go off to save the world more than once. If we break down his powers, Rogers' battle experience and military training make him an expert tactician and field commander. Steve has blended boxing, karate, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, slapboxing, shadow boxing, and gymnastics into his fighting style. He has mastered the Boston Crab and the KO Ken technique. Oh wait, my fault, wrong script. Steve has a vast US military knowledge and is often shown being familiar with ongoing classified ops. He is an expert in combat strategy, survival, acrobatics, parkour, military strategy, piloting, demolitions, and Kama Sutra. He can bench press 1,100 pounds as a warm-up. He has heightened vision and reflexes fast enough to dodge bullets and crackheads, can run a mile in less than a minute. Sorry, Sam, you should have taken the serum too. Don't even get me started on that. Random.
You're a laboratory experiment, Rogers. Everything special about you came out of a bottle.
The thing that makes Cap special is he is honorable. He always does the right thing and looks out for his team. He knows what he is doing and is trusted. There are comic books where he led the Avengers, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four, proving that you don't have to be the biggest, fastest, or strongest to be a leader. Plus, he threw himself on a grenade. He's a G for that, because I would have ran. He led the Avengers versus Ultron, turned him into a toaster or a wood chipper, then led the Avengers against Thanos. Ant-Man chose not to get big in his butt, so they had to beat Thanos the old-fashioned way by going back to the past and doing a bunch of stuff and coming back to the present and cracking his purple jaw. Yeah, in the end, Cap got tired of fighting, passed his shield off to Sam, and went back to the past to scoop his old lady, and you have to kind of feel sorry for her. Like, think about it. You got a super soldier with super stamina showing up at your door who hasn't gotten any in about, 70 years. She didn't know what she was in store for. She probably got her walls all the way beat back. She got taken to Pound Town. Hopefully Peggy has sisters or cousins or some escort friends to save her from the sex-crazed version of Cap. No way she faked it. Those screams was real. Pelvis all dented and shit. Legend has it, they kept a wheelchair next to the bed so she could get around for the next few days. The neighbors even told me he for sure lifted her soul up out her body. James Logan Howlett is a character created by Marvel Comics. Wolvie wears a yellow costume and is as tall as Kevin Hart in the cartoons and the comics. In the movie, he wears a leather jacket and he's 6 feet tall, and the leather jacket, he took it off John Travolta in Grease after he shattered his jaw. Wolverine lost his memory when he got high off a laced bag that Snoop gave him back in the 40s. He has an indestructible metal skeleton in his body, and I have to point that out. In the movies, he meets Rogue, saves her, then they join the Xavier school and run down on Magneto, you know, the guy that controls metal. So yeah, Wolverine is pretty useless against their main enemy, but he's still cool though, so I ain't gonna hate. Wolverine's primary power is accelerated healing. Wolverine's healing factor makes him resistant to diseases, drugs, and toxins. So you know that weed that he got laced with has to be strong. His healing ability also affects his aging, allowing him to live way longer than humans. He also has the metal claws, of course, and increased strength. During Wolverine's time in Japan, though, and other countries, he became proficient in many forms of martial arts, with experience in many different fighting styles, including his deadly finishing move, the flail. He defeated expert martial artist Shang-Chi and Captain America in single combat. After spending years in outer space, he landed on planet Vulcan. Spock gave him knowledge of the body and pressure points. That's actually a fact. You don't have to check it because, like, I said it, so it's true. I also gotta mention the fact that he has a thing for Jean Grey. You know, the chick that's wifed up by the guy with lasers in his eye, and you know lasers can blind you. For a guy that likes to be alone, the first chick that you try to run down on is wifed up. Like, not only that, but her man lives in her house, which happens to be your house too. And I always felt that Logan and Scott should have just fought to the death, or Logan should have just challenged Scott to a duel. At the end of the day, they're both weaker than her, so she just need a real one in her life like me. Anyway, in the movies, Logan helped the X-Men save Rogue, beat Magneto, go back in time, and to beat Tyrion Lannister in Days of Future Past, and to beat Magneto again. Lastly, he saved his daughter and died along with Charles, then kept it pushing in the afterlife. In the X-Men universe, Wolverine kind of gets talked to greasy by Charles and Cyclops, but everyone knows how important he is to the team. He is the oldest and has countless amounts of combat experience. The last time we saw him, he was dead, but I can't wait to see where the story goes next. So, the question is, who's better? In universe, both of these dudes are old as shit. One died in the forest and the other one went to the past to sling some to his girlfriend. In the present, Cap is washed up and is probably dripping from Vicks. In the comics, Wolverine cleaned old Steve up when they knuckled up, so that gotta count for something. Not only that, but people like Wolverine because he is flawed. He's this tough guy, loner, who is Jean's side dude, I guess. Apparently, he doesn't know how to play his position. The thing about Wolverine is that he's not a perfect guy, but everyone loves that about him, that he doesn't do the right thing all the time. On the other hand, Steve was able to wield the power of Thor's hammer. So I dare Wolverine to pull up on Cap when he got the hammer on him. I bet you it'd be a different fight. I bet you. Jokes aside though, this comes down to who do you like more? The guy that does everything by the book and is a natural born leader, or the guy who doesn't give a damn and can't remember why he doesn't care, but he can whoop ass and look like a G while doing it. So I'ma leave this to y'all. If you needed one of them to save the world, which one are you choosing? Like my Captain America comment for Cap, or my Wolverine comment for Wolvie? Yeah, I'm calling him Wolvie. So I'ma leave it there. Y'all know what to do. My name is DJAvenger, aka Rain. Catch you on the flip side. Gone.